everyone, welcome back. So today I have a mini tutorial and then a swatch video on the new Lorac Mega Pro Palette 3. Now every year Lorac has come out with, for the past 3 years, around Christmas time they have launched this Mega Pro palette, which if you're familiar with the Pro palettes, the 1, 2, and 3 of the Lorac Pro palettes, it has one row that is matte and one row that is shimmer. Now in the Mega palettes, it has 2 rows of matte and then 2 rows of shimmer. So it's very similar, but it's basically giving you 2 palettes in one, which hence the Mega Pro. And I only have, I think it's always exclusive to Ulta. 1 year it was exclusive only to Amazon. So you could literally only get it from Amazon and people went ham. Now that was the first year and I got the first one. This is the first edition. So I brought that just to show a little bit of a comparison. It runs for $59 and it has 30 exclusive shades. So it has 16 matte, 16 shimmer, but 30 of those are exclusive shades and it is an Ulta exclusive. So the launch dates for it in Ulta are October 2nd. So October 2nd is when this palette drops. And I just thought that I would do a look with it. So I created this look, which I'll show you clips of me doing this look. If you want to see that, I'll just show them at the end of the video. I wanted to swatch the shades because when I showed the palette on my, this is what it looks like. It's white with rose gold. When I showed the palette on my Snapchat, a ton of people were like, ooh, can you do a look with that? Ooh, can you show swatches? So I thought it would be helpful to do a video with some close-up swatches. So this is what the other one looks like, the first edition. And as you can see, I mean, exactly similar, same setup. Let me just tell you, like, forefront right off the bat, the fact that it's white packaging is like no bueno for me. This already, the packaging is like a type of packaging that really shows fingerprints. The fact that it's white like just makes me nervous for my own self. I've already had to clean it off with a wipe like twice because I got it dirty just by sticking my finger or like holding it and putting the eyeshadow on and then touching the back of it or touching the front of it. I'm a messier person when it comes to, like, I'm kind of like a bully when it comes to my palettes. I'm just like digging in everywhere and I get stuff everywhere, and I've always had like criticism on all of my like pro palette videos or my Lorac videos because the eyeshadows are very soft and they kind of do go everywhere, and this is going to be a little bit tricky because it's going to get all over this part right here. It's going to be incredibly difficult to keep the inner portions of it clean. So that's just like a right off the bat kind of thing I wanted to say. As you can see, like even this one is like pretty dirty. So immediately I just want to show kind of like the difference in the palettes, at least if you have the one. I don't have the 2, the Mega Pro Palette 2 from last Christmas or last holidays. I don't have that. But this has the dusty plum and like some deeper shades and then some more like this indigo color and this green color. So it has a lot more, I would say, smokier shades. More smokier shades were in this palette, and then the new one is a very neutral looking palette. The only colors that I would say are a little bit out of the box are just this color pomegranate. So let me see, because I wonder, is pomegranate, I feel like pomegranate is a color that's somewhere else. It's very close to the shade Merlot in the #1 palette, but this does have a beautiful green that's called olive and, you know, some darker shades. So I would just say it's like a warm rosy palette. So I basically just did a look with these 4 shades right, or these 5 shades right here, and then this color Cider is what I used on my eyes today. It's a really, really quick look. It's not going to take much time at the end of the video. So let me just get to swatching and show you. I'm always a huge fan of the Lorac palettes. #3 was the Lorac Pro 3 was one that I just didn't love. I was a little bit more disappointed in it. I feel like this is what I wanted 3 to be. So now this was sent to me. I just do want to say that. But so this is kind of what I wanted 3 to be. The quality of the eyeshadows when I blended them in was just beautiful, and I feel like it has more of what I was looking for it to be in the 3. Obviously I have more options. One thing I do want to say is a lot of around the holidays and holiday collections, to save money, a lot of different cosmetic companies sourced out to China to create palettes. Now that changes the formulation of their eyeshadows. They are not as good. They don't perform the same. A lot of companies do this. So I would always check, honestly, if a company has an eyeshadow palette that is made in China for the holidays, and that's typically not where their eyeshadows are made, I wouldn't purchase it, because it's always poor quality, because it costs less to outsource from China, especially when they're doing a mass production around the holidays. I did want to know that this is assembled and made in the US. So I did want to say that, because that's important to me, because I always notice a decline in most products. So I made sure to check that and make sure that this is made in the US. So it's going to be the same quality and the same formula as the other Lorac Pro palettes are, which a lot of us know and love. So I'm just going to zoom in and we're going to get to some swatches. Like I said, the first 2 rows are all matte shades and the bottom 2 rows are all shimmer. So let's just see what we're working with here. First shade is Pink Cream. Then we have Tan, Pecan, and Walnut. Pink Cream, Tan, Pecan, Walnut. So you have Pink Cream, ooh, super pigmented, Tan, Pecan, and Walnut. Really, really pretty and pigmented and nice, and I did use the Pink Cream shade, blended that on my brow bone. I used both the Pecan and Walnut and the Tan. No, actually maybe I didn't use the tan in this look today, but they all blended very, very well. Next shades are Dusty Mauve, Violet Gray, Eggplant, and Dark Navy. Here are those shades: Dusty Mauve, sorry, Violet Gray, Eggplant, and Dark Navy. Now I used these 3 shades right here on my eyes today, and they blended super well. They reminded me of one of my favorites, like the Lorac Pro palettes, the blendability and the quality in those. So Dusty Mauve, Violet Gray, Eggplant, and Dark Navy. Next row we have Crepe, Toffee, Mist, and Vintage. Crepe, Toffee, Mist, and Vintage. So starting closest to my wrist is Crepe, Toffee, Mist, and Vintage. Mist is a really nice matte, but like bright matte, opaque gray shade. Next we have Hickory, Maple, Bark, and Jet Black. Hickory, Maple, Bark, Jet Black. So these are really nice, deepening up shades to use in the outer corner, or even like blown out transition shades for this color right here. But really, really nice, super pigmented. This is to my wrist is Hickory, then Maple, Bark, and then Jet Black. Super pigmented. These all blend really, really well. These are very similar, the same formula as to the Lorac matte shades that are in the Pro palettes that we know and love. Moving on to the shimmery shades, we have Snow, Kava, Cider, and Bellini. Now I'm wearing Cider on my lid today, and it blended in beautifully. Here are the finger swatches: Snow, Kava, Cider, and Bellini. So closest to my wrist is Snow, then we have Kava, Cider, and Bellini. Out of the 4 of these, Bellini is probably the least pigmented, but still beautiful. Really nice shimmery shades. I love all of these shades. I used Snow today on my inner corners. Okay, we have Brown Sugar, Sequoia, Glacier, and Deep Fog. Here they are: Brown Sugar, Sequoia, Glacier, and Deep Fog. Okay, closest to my wrist is Brown Sugar, Sequoia, Glacier, and then Deep Fog. So is Tulle, Pink Bronze, Rust, and Rose Quartz. I think these 2 are repeats. I'm not sure, but I know Rust is, I think. So we have Tulle, Pink Bronze, Rust, and Rose Quartz. These are going to be some of my favorites. So closest to my wrist you have Tulle, then you have Pink Bronze, Rust, and Rose Quartz. These are so pretty and super pigmented. We have Olive, Dark Roast, Pomegranate, and Licorice. Olive, Dark Roast, Pomegranate, and Licorice. So closest to my wrist is olive, dark rose, pomegranate, and licorice. Pomegranate, I had to go over it 2 times. It was probably one of the most patchy out of all of them. So just wanted to note that. Overall, 32 shades I think is a really good deal. All of these are colors that I would wear, colors that I would gravitate towards. Just swatching them, I can tell alone that they are the same quality as the shades that I know and love. The formula hasn't changed from the Pro palettes. So I think it's a great deal. I think it's a good palette because it's a very nice and neutral palette. This would be like a palette to get someone that they would have all the colors that they want. It's warm enough. It does have some cool shades. If they wanted to create a cooler look, they could as well. But it's very nice and neutral. So it's a really great bunch of neutral shades. Plus you're getting mattes and shimmers. So it really would make a great gift, I think, or just part of your collection. Now, if you're asking, I don't have the Pro 2, like I said, the Mega Pro 2, so I can't really say, but if you already own the 1, I do think that it's valuable. I can see the need for the 3. I think you could get away with not feeling like, you know, guilt that you're getting the 3. But for $59, like I said, 32 eyeshadows, I do think it's a really good deal. So if you're interested to see how I created this look with the palette, then go ahead and keep watching. If not, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the next video. But let's go ahead and get to the mini tutorial if you like to see that.
So first I went in with Dusty Mauve, and I just put this through the crease with a fluffy blending brush. And as you can see, it's super pigmented, but I wanted to use a little bit darker of a shade, which is violet gray. So I went right in the innermost part of my crease, right below the shade that we put down first with that Dusty Mauve. These two pair together really well. They give a really nice, beautiful mauve shade through the crease, and it blended that down into my lid a little bit as well. Using this color Eggplant on a more precise blending brush, I put that directly in the crease to just darken this up. And then I'm going to go over all of this with a clean blending brush just to kind of soften everything out. And then all over my lid, I wanted to use this shade Walnut. At first I was going to keep it a matte look, but then I decided at the end to go in with this shade Cider on the lid, just to kind of bring a little bit of the both rows to just show both finishes in the palette. I absolutely loved this shade. It could be used wet or dry. Then for my brow bone, I used Pink Cream, which is a nice matte pinkish cream color. Then I just went in for a wing liner look using the Tom Ford liquid liner. In my inner corners, I used the shade Snow in the palette, which is a shimmery white color. I put that in the inner corner and like a little bit in the arch of the brow bone. I popped on Violet Voss lashes and Wisp It Real Good. And that is the completed look. For the rest of the details of my face, I will leave those linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.